Yeah, I mean, it was a good mate here that introduced me to 3-on-3 in the first place, and it moved pretty quick. It was one weekend we were in the Philippines, next we were in Singapore, and then pretty much a month after we're at the Com Games. So really, really fun memories, and I'm grateful that Greg here introduced me to the game.
How important is this part of the game in developing basketball?
Oh, I think just similar to what Jesse just mentioned. I think as a genuine pathway for a lot of kids maybe from remote or regional communities that might not have the capacity to travel abroad or have the accessibility that they're accustomed to. 3-on-3 really removes those boundaries and challenges, and I think as a community sport that's what you're trying to entice and push and promote. For me, that's why, as much as I'm not sure if Jesse played basketball at all in Canberra, being the capital city of Australia, and they just play checkers, but I think more so 3-on-3 basketball is street ball, and it's why we pick up the ball in a playground. You don't do it for the love of the game, not for money in that regards.
Do you think it's important for the younger generations this type of basketball?
Any opportunity to have a ball in someone's hands, I think is the perfect opportunity. I think what we loved playing 3-on-3 basketball is no coaches. You're coaching yourself. It's physical. Clearly, we embrace that, and the other side is. As you get older and more mature and play professional basketball, you sort of put into a role that you have to play. You can't hide playing 3-on-3 basketball. You have to play a number of roles. You get to score, defend at different positions. So I think, to be completely honest, at a grassroots level, I think it's perfect for learning development for young kids.
And Jesse, not a bad location, is it? Obviously close to your heart, being a former West Beach resident.
Mate, it's a phenomenal location. Obviously, the redevelopment in recent years, they funneled a lot of money into building this. On the coast, beautiful weather. There'd be very few places along the coast that could do this. So, yeah, phenomenal atmosphere and location for such a tournament.
How important is it that it does get more people in those areas that maybe weren't able to access it prior, in those communities?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we're sort of seeing a really, it might have been mentioned with Mark before, infrastructure is obviously a really tough challenge right now. You can't just continue building basketball courts to 10 or 12 court access. The ability to just put a half court down and place it anywhere. I get the opportunity to travel all around Western Australia in the most remote communities, and what you'll guarantee in every single community I've been to is a bit of pavement, a slab of concrete, and that's what 3-on-3 does. There's not real boundaries. You don't need a scoreboard, a bunch of officials, and I think that's what it's not grit and grimy. I don't want to put negativity towards it, but it's what you do. You pick up a basketball in any location, as we sort of see here. So I think that's really important. What you'll see throughout this tournament is kids travelling from the most isolated parts of WA to a location like this. Like, that's special, and that's what 3-on-3 basketball does, and removes those challenges.
Don't have to. Don't feel obligated. Don't feel pressure by Jordan.
Tricky, I promise.
No.
Obviously, securing the top two is pretty exciting, but
Yeah, it's awesome.
Season's not over yet. Still two pretty important games coming this weekend.
Yeah, it certainly is. It was obviously nice to lock up that top two spot. But yeah, we've got two games. We're playing against a team that we haven't beat in Illawarra, and then a team that's playing very good basketball in Tassie. So two very important games. You don't want to be going into finals on back of two losses. So it's another opportunity to play and try to win. We're all competitors at the end of the day, and we want to win basketball games.
On Illawarra, Jesse, is it one that you want to tick off before finals? Obviously, it's been a bit of a bogey side this season.
Oh, the old bogey side term. No, look, I mean, they obviously beat us at their place, and then beat us just a couple of weeks ago. So they've been playing really good basketball. Ever since change of coach, they've got a great squad. Obviously coached real well, so you certainly like to get the win, and certainly playing at Illawarra, it's a good venue to play at. So yeah, certainly want to come out with a win.
How important does training become in the next few weeks? Obviously, there's a little bit of a break until between the last game and that final. I guess does that really come down to how important that is to use those days during the week?
Yeah, it's a significant break. It's obviously not ideal, but we've had fever breaks this season and obviously in previous years as well. And I think JR did a great job of handling the previous one around November, I think it was. It's a fine line between overtraining and kind of getting sick of it and giving guys too much time off. So, JR, and we've got an excellent staff, they'll manage all that and get a good mix. You want to take a few days off, but you also want to get into the grind of things as well. So, they'll do that, and they're more than competent to do that.
Greg, you're a regular at Wildcats games still. What do you think the Wildcats' chances are of going all the way this year? And are you enjoying the brand of basketball? They got a bit of attitude about it.
Oh, yeah, to be honest, I absolutely love that brand. I think, first and foremost, seeing the guy on my right, I reckon maybe playing his best basketball since his rookie year is pretty special. And, I think for me, that's the thing I've absolutely loved, and to see how well he's leading the group and those standards. And then, I think you can't help but have a smile on your face when you see, I guess, the energy that a guy like Ty Webster or Jordan Usher provide. It's certainly, being in the arena, I think you can't help but be captivated about how well they're playing, how much they believe in the system, and riding that wave of momentum that they're currently on.
Does Hiram remind you of a young Greg High?
If that's a good thing, I'm not sure. But look, I think that's a guy that I think seeing him, I guess, elevated in his role and his minutes to equate to, I guess, better performance on the court is obviously, from an outsider, you sort of see as a no-brainer of why. He's selfless, similar to the guy on the right, plays in the right way and in the right manner. If I could say anything and clip him on the ear, I'd say stop committing silly fouls at the start of the game. But otherwise, I love his style. I think you need those guys. Again, grit and grimy, that's the exact style that I love. And I think, not comparing it to me, but when you look at the guys like an Andrew Blau, Scott Fisher, those sort of no-nonsense guys, and that's what I think he replicates.
Thanks, Bob.